We're live.
I think we're live. That is, hi everyone, good evening, and welcome to the Mancunian Way. No intro because we're just going straight in it because we're late because of Martin and he's messing around. So yeah, he's running late.
No intro because Ozzy, you're like Pat with your IT. Pat had us an hour late on Wednesday due to his laptop.
Yeah, well, I'm having gremlin issues. That the gremlin's called Martin, so he's currently having a little play with backgrounds and all sorts. I'm sure he'll be causing mayhem. I think he's doing it on purpose, just to wind me up. Thanks, Martin. So welcome to tonight's show again. Sorry we're late. We will be having, as I said, Martin will be joining us soon. I'm expecting Alan, Ed to come on as well. And if anyone's seen Pat, please can you give him a poke because he's supposed to be on, but
well, he's supposed to be on for a little bit because he's I think he's on shift, so he was possibly getting a break and having half an hour or something, but he's actually on shift this morning, I think. So we weren't having a full Pat.
Fair enough. Then I offered him a little bit then.
Gotta be always his
I'm now getting Faye message and saying, giving her Faye, if you're not on, I'm not sure we can give your predictions. So if you want to come on and give them, great.
No, we can. No, but we might just change them a bit. I just said, Pat, I might be a bit liberal with this. I even got one of my dogs to do a prediction this morning. Quite controversial opinions.
Right, okay, that's going to be interesting.
I don't know if I can give my dog's predictions as a separate prediction. See if he's actually better than all of us. I have a good method where I get him to pour when it's the place of that team.
Nice, Rich. Nice.
Yeah.
That should. That's definitely an interesting part of the show that's coming in tonight. I look forward to that.
It's not going to be happy in London, I tell you. He doesn't like Cockneys, my dog. That's my conclusion when it comes to football.
Who does?
Other Cockneys, maybe?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, obviously, tonight's show is our predictions show. We were hoping for more of a panel, but like I said, because of everyone all over the place and people missing and, we will get into our predictions for the league, probably a bit of Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, dark horses, and I'm sure we'll get into relegations as well. But before we get into all of that, I suppose definitely myself, and I don't think Rich has had that much to say about what he thinks the current latest news. Rich, I'm sure you've barely said anything. And Harry, obviously, I know you haven't said anything either, mate. So me and you have not said very much on the latest news. So, but we'll start with Rich because, well, may as well because he'll interrupt me in 5 seconds. So, Rich, what are your thoughts on the latest news? With Edison, Donnarumma, Savio, Rodrigo. I don't think there's been any other players linked with the club exits. So
yeah, I mean it's interesting. I think based on the rumours and the actual information, it sounds like Donnarumma, is practically over in Manchester getting his medical, and that there's no other teams involved, which is quite an interesting one. And there have been a number of in the nose at Galatasaray and Citizen saying either hello Edison or goodbye Edison. So a lot of people obviously think something has moved there, even though it doesn't look like the official media has updated anything overnight. Or overnight for me. So that Donnarumma rumour looks really quite solid, and it's a really interesting one. It's one even in 24 hours I can't quite get my head around, because I just never. There's been talk all summer, but I never took it seriously because I always thought he's such a departure for City. And it's a weird one because, you know, in many ways, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. You know, his Arsenal Liverpool games last year were the reason PSG won the Champions League. He was, you know, exceptional in both. As a old school goalkeeper, going back to Joe Hart style, he's the best in the world. And it's just strange that, you know, there's obviously far more to the story than meets the eye, and at both Paris end and City end, for there to be seemingly so much truth in it. But you know, it's you know, but for me, I think it probably means that Stones becomes even more important to City, because we'll need two ball playing centre backs if we're going to change our style like that. So that's a positive. And you know, he, when it comes to one-on-ones and saves and penalties and all the things that Ederson's weakness, he's exceptional. But he's certainly no cold-blooded midfielder playing in goal like Ederson is. So that fascinates me. Rodrigo, I've thought it's going to happen for years, because he's fluttered his eyelashes at us for years, and Pep's fluttered his eyelashes at him. He's the one who does the hard work at Madrid, whilst a few of the others are a bit lazy up front, and he's the one who plays, you know, always plays out of position to suit other players. So I'm not surprised he wants out. I was a little bit surprised it was Savio, you know, because I always thought perhaps Rodrigo would be a go. But the main thing is, it seems on both Donnarumma and Rodrigo, if we don't get them, they'll go to one of our rivals. And that would be worrying, because if Rodrigo went to Arsenal, he would absolutely fill the one gap in their 11. It would be the equivalent of us signing a world-class right back. If he went to Chelsea, he would add 10 points to them as a team. So it's kind of a funny one. They're both, you know, they're good for City, but I really wouldn't want them going anywhere else.
Yeah, you make some valid points there, Rich. Harry, what are your thoughts, mate, on the whole situation?
Yeah, it's been a yo-yo week, hasn't it? I mean, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? City said we're done. Galatasaray said they were skint, they couldn't afford Ederson, and now it's the kick-off of the Premier League season. And then, what a yo-yo week. But people have got to be careful of what they read on Twitter, because it's all these stories and people are just like believing everything. Just be careful who you rely on for your information, because obviously it's easy to spin the people's minds. You've got to go for the right credibility, the right sources. But in terms of the players, it's just, for me, I said it before on this channel, I was like, I'd love to keep Ederson, let him see his contract out, because it's only 12 months and he is a club legend. But if your Donnarumma is available now, then fair enough. But it would be a shame to not see Ederson get his farewell in front of the Etihad fans. And also with Rodrigo, again, well, actually with them both, I can't really comment because I don't watch the French league regularly. I don't watch PSG in their group stages against like all the smaller teams. And Rodrigo, same with Madrid, don't watch La Liga, and I don't watch them in the UCL against the smaller teams. Just, I'll be honest, just the knockout games, and I can only see what I see with the eye test. Rodrigo's a baller. He likes to like have a bit of flair, possess about him, cuts inside, and obviously with Donnarumma, keeper-wise, like Rich said, we're going to completely change our system, going from this ball-playing keeper to obviously now playing like a different style of play and relying on our centre-backs to help Donnarumma settle in. And that's another thing. Okay, Ederson with James Trafford would obviously learn the ropes from Ederson and then hand over next season. But if Ederson's going, same with Ortega, who's going to transition a brand new keeper with Donnarumma and obviously Trafford? So I'm not being funny, guys, but we're bound to like have a few goalkeeping errors and catastrophes. But we've got to be patient, because obviously in the long term, if we do have them errors, they'll pay off, like settling into the Man City system.
Yeah, you make some valid points there, mate. Honestly, you do. And I think they're all fair criticisms as well. You know, I can't really argue against much of your points there. I mean, for me, I think the whole Ederson Donnarumma, there's been a lot of people kind of turning around and saying Donnarumma is not the type of keeper that, you know, he's good with his feet and, you know, he's not a proper Ederson replacement. And there's the whole, you know, we've got James Trafford. And I get all that. I really do. And I understand a lot of people's feelings about this. And a lot of people, I'm sure when we get Alan on, he'll have his thoughts about, he was desperate for James Trafford to grasp that number one shirt and be our number one. But I just think, in all honesty, and this is what kind of gets to me actually a little bit, is that, you know, we go back a few months ago when PSG were winning the Champions League, and everyone, even City fans, were going, "This is what we should be doing. This is the way we need to be playing." Blah blah. Everyone was spitting lyrics about PSG. I didn't hear one person turn around and go, "This PSG team is fantastic." But you know what the big problem is? Donnarumma. I didn't hear one person say that.
Well, no, because everyone watched Arsenal and Liverpool game, and he was man of the match in both, and
exactly.
it was exceptional.
And what's the most important thing a goalkeeper needs to do, Rich?
Oh, it's to ice coldly take it on your right foot, shift it to your left foot, and coolly pass it to the left back.
I knew I could rely on you, Rich. I knew I could rely on you.
Without any expression of worry on your face. Just
our
complete
goalkeeping coach, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Well, they could try and save a few things. I mean, you know, I think I said it on the Oz show on Wednesday. If Donnarumma had been in goal for us during our period October, November last year, we wouldn't have lost as many games because we were conceding one or two chances through on goal and they were all going in. And a goalkeeper like Donnarumma, like Courtois does at Madrid, saved some of them. And, you know, we've, you know, for years, you know, I love Ederson. I'm really pro Ederson. And for years, you know, said that he lets in, you know, 5, 6, 7 goals every season that another goalkeeper would have stopped. But he also pings a couple of long balls or starts a move that gets us 15 goals. And, you know, overall, I think the balance has been in our favour. And I think in 2023, if, you know, go back to the Champions League final, his shot stopping in that game and a few games back then was very good. I just think that the 2 seasons since, he has dropped off a lot in defence, in actual goalkeeping terms. You know, he's not making the spectacular saves. He's not stopping the one-on-ones. He's not getting close to penalties. And that's why, you know, probably a change is needed. Whether that's, you know, technical as a goalkeeping, or whether, I think in a way we break trust with him by leaving him as one of our lowest paid players after the Champions League final. And I honestly think that in a way perhaps his love for City or his hunger dropped after that. I think he you know, won us the Champions League final and then he was left on 90 grand a week. I think he got offered I don't know what, you know, the numbers in the papers, 130 or something. I think he felt, you know, I don't deserve to be the 15th highest paid player here. I've been the first name on the team sheet for 5 years and I deserve, you know, to be one of the best paid goalkeepers in the world and deserve to be up there, you know, at least 2/3 of Jack Grealish. And I think I think in part his trust's been broken, but I think it got worse. 24, Ortega played pretty well when he came in, but I think Ortega dropped off last season as well. So we're suddenly left with 2 not playing anywhere near the best goalkeepers last year, and a team giving up a lot more chances. And I think, you know, probably felt we had to do something.
Yeah, and I think that's.
Can I just add something on that, please, Rich?
Go on.
So, do you know, with the Ederson stuff, yeah, obviously with the bonuses and the pay rise, well, what he should have had after the UCL final, it's some people, obviously, with the recent stuff going on, like well, he was training or he's not committed, some people have washed their hands of him, and now some people have literally just said he's not committed, he's not loyal, he's not a legend. And it's like, okay, the style of play has changed. Like, football has evolved over the last few years since he joined in 2017. But you've got to remember, he's still a legend in his own right for what he did, like the Champions League final, all the penalties that he saved in 17-18 season. And obviously, yeah, he's not the world-class keeper he once was, but he's still a very good keeper. And I have been funny to Galatasaray. I think he could do a better job than go there. He's still a great keeper to be in Europe. But some people just disregarded him and washed their hands because, again, his head's not at City no more. It just feels like people want a shiny new toy.
Yeah, I think you're right, Harry. In all honesty, I do feel that is part of what's going on. I like I was trying to say, the most important thing, for a goalkeeper to do is to keep the ball at the back of the net. And yes, Edison has changed the game. Him and Pep, when he came in, have completely revolutionised the goalkeeping position. No one can argue that. No one can turn around and say that hasn't happened. But times change. We have to evolve. Things do. That's football. We went from a 4-4-2, at one stage to the system we see now today. And there have been a number of managers that have come in, not only into the Premier League but into just world football, and have changed the way football is played. We can look at Cruyff, we can look at Pep, we can look at,
look at Mark Hughes in 2009.
Yeah, all the legendary managers, that I've just said, and you just said there as well, that have come in and changed the game, and no more so has our stamp on the last decade of football been ever more so than when Edison has been in the net, so. But things change. We have to accept that. We knew the days of Kevin De Bruyne when he was critical to the way we played. That had to change because we knew he was going, and now he's gone. The same with, David Silva and Vincent Kompany, and all these players that we've had to move on from. So for me, I just think, and I've said this for a lot of times, especially on this channel. I've said that for me, you not only need a number one, but you also need a backup, and that goes for every position in the starting 11. You have to have someone who's going to be able to come in and challenge you for your position. And for me, having Donnarumma and James Trafford is a wow factor. And I know James Trafford is probably feeling a bit shit and thinking, I was going to be number one. But at the end of the day, if we've got two class goalkeepers and we're going to this season and the seasons beyond, things may change. Donnarumma may go, or James Trafford may go, and we bring in somebody else. That's just football. That's just the way it is. Do you know what I mean? You have to fight. And that has not been something we saw enough of from last season, of players fighting for their positions enough for me.
And Trafford may have, I would be wagering, that Trafford starts on Saturday. And that he has the shirt, and that he probably starts a few games. If we sign Donnarumma on Friday, I'm not sure if he'll get thrown straight in the following weekend. So Trafford may well get a couple of games to actually, strut his stuff at the start of the season. I'm not saying that when Donnarumma's done, we don't bring Donnarumma back in, but I think, there's definitely Trafford's got an opportunity to, keep a clean sheet and show what he can do with his feet on Saturday and make a statement.
I'm going to shock you there a little bit. I don't think, especially after what's come out in the news today, if Edison's training, I'm not being funny, I can't see James Trafford starting because he'll get comfortable in that role, especially if he has a top performance on his debut and he thinks, I've got the chair, forget Donnarumma. And before you know it, Donnarumma walks in the club and he's had a week of training. He gets kicked out because the main man's here. I don't want him to get comfortable and then obviously get dropped because he's not a number one moving forward.
Well,
So if
I don't
Edison's
think
there,
Harry
play
Edison did train. He did train.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's going to get comfortable if he knows Donnarumma's signing. He's he's realistic enough to know I'm not going to be
True.
debating him straight away.
But
But
a
I
good
just
man of
think,
match
you know,
performance or a decent one.
I want to bring in Ed, guys, because I want to kind of get through before everyone else joins us, because we need to get into Premier League predictions and stuff. So let's get through some of the news, because some of it has been covered. Ed, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, man. Another exciting day. Always later in the day. But big up the panel. Big up the chat. Hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah, I would definitely start Trafford on Saturday. In all
Sorry,
honesty.
can I just jump you there? Is your mic a bit robust because you just crackling up a bit?
Is this better?
Not my end, I don't know.
Not great.
Yeah.
Morning, Nora.
Morning.
Oh, don't do well there, Alan.
That's such a healthy start to the day.
I've been in bed for 3 days, near enough. Apart from last night, I was talking to Daps. But I'm not. That's the reason why I'm not in Tassie, because I can't fly down there with this. And my mum, as you know, has got cancer, so I can't go in front of her with this. No way. So I'm trying to get healthy.
Is this
Good luck.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sorry again. Sorry to hear about your mum, mate. I'm sorry you're not feeling too well, but glad to have you on, mate.
It's all right. I'll try and get through this. Martin got me up early this morning, so
You got that early phone call through. Where are you? Why are you not on?
yeah, you know what he's like.
Only too well.
Hey, I'm here, dickhead.
Martin, how are you?
He's in the background, Alan.
Of course he's in the background. He's in his car. I know where he is.
In his car, outside Costa. Yeah, that's right, Rich.
Can I have a treble double cream caramel macchiato, please, with extra caffeine?
And I suppose the other bit of news as well is Savio. As far as I'm aware, from the news that's been kind of going around, is
this better?
It's still a bit off, mate. In all honesty. As far as where I think he did train, I haven't really heard that he didn't. I still think Tottenham are coming in with a second bid. It's feeling like this one is look like it's going to happen, and then the knock-on effect to that is the Rodrigo, as Rich was saying earlier. I mean, there's no denying he's a quality player, and to have that extra firepower up front is no deniable. I think it's just sad to see Savio go in some respect, because you can see there's a lot of talent there. Do you know what I mean? Even his first season, I know he didn't perform to everyone's expectations, but in all honesty, it was his first season. We always say this about players who come in for the first season under Pep. It takes some time to bed in. It just feels that it's looking like he's decided that he thinks he's better options at Spurs. Why, I have no idea, because, well, let's be honest, it's Spurs. He's been getting the game time, so I don't know why he feels he's not going to get the game time. Pep seems to love him, but we know. I mean, we had this with what's his face? He went to Barcelona, the Spanish player. Someone remind me. Ferran Torres. He, after one season, just decided, I want to go back to Spain, I want to play for Barcelona, and Pep turned around and went, fine, you know.
I've got a thought on Savio, and because Savio incredibly reminded me of Gabriel Jesus, because Savio always has a concerned look on his face. He's, smiles a bit off the pitch like Gabriel, but on the pitch he always looks concerned. I don't know if there's some slight doubt there, but Gabriel Jesus was always the same. He always looked like he didn't think he was quite good enough. Whereas you know, a lot of those top players, they just have a look of just supreme relaxation and confidence on their face. They just look like, I know I can do it. And I just felt with Savio, he just had a little bit of that self-doubt in him, like Jesus. And I think also, I think we underestimate, you know, it's not easy to settle, you know, young kid settling, you know, in Manchester. Maybe it's the bright lights of London that's turned in. Maybe it's feeling that he will be given such a role of importance at Spurs, because Spurs are lost, you know. When Madison's out for the season,
one problem there.
Just walked.
One problem there, though, Rick, is a big spanner in the works. Levy. He's as tight as a duck's arse. Will he pay the fee? That's the question for me.
Honestly, if we think that Savio should go, and you know Rodrigo wants to come, and Pep thinks Rodrigo's man, I don't think we need to worry about whether we get 60 million or 70 million euros. I don't think.
Rich, the offer,
it doesn't make much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if
that still hasn't been confirmed yet, Ed, that they've actually made a second bid. So I think they are going to make a second bid shortly. I think Rich is right. I think it's going to be somewhere where the City find it's acceptable, and Spurs are going to pay the fee that close to what we want, and the deal will be done. If Savio's going, then they'll work out a deal.
Sorry, can I just jump? Can I just jump in a sec?
Well, it's your show, Martin.
It's not my show. It's not a cheeky sod.
It's 20% his show.
Yeah.
You can have your 20%.
Go on, yeah, 20% if say.
Apologies, I'm off camera. My dad got admitted to hospital this morning, so it's why I'm in and out. I'm having a very busy day. Why I wasn't on South Stand, so I apologise for letting people down on there as well. Hectic day, back to normal tomorrow, I promise. Yeah, a couple of things, because I did ask. Savio and Edison were both in training. When I said it yesterday, I hadn't asked the question. So I asked it, got the answer. They were both at training. The Savio situation is a very straightforward one, really. There was a lot of questions asked before and during Club World Cup. Some players just wanted to get the lay of the land. Some didn't like the response they got back. So they were moving. So they just made overtures for people. The reports tonight is they have made the second bid of 70 million euros. It was rejected. Got to remember, it's not just the fee. We don't know what the payment amounts are going to be. If Spurs are coming at you and saying, here's 70 million, but we're going to give you 5 million up front and the rest over 5 years, then City are going to go, no thanks. City may want a bigger chunk up top. Sometimes when bids get rejected, it's not the overall amount. Sometimes it's payment structure. I do think there'll be a middle ground found. Edison, I do think we'll go tomorrow. I think tomorrow's probably going to be D-Day, because the report side is going to be in Turkey tomorrow or Saturday. We'll see there. And the other thing is, and I only got this tonight, was keep an eye on Rico Lewis. So yeah, busy few days at the moment. We've discussed it. I can't make any the tail of it. I don't know where things are. I think the bottom line is players have asked questions and have not always been happy with the responses they've got back. It's football, I guess.
Yeah. I think one of the things we can definitely say, Martin, about this transfer window, it's definitely just been bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, I don't think I've seen a transfer window like this in a long time, if ever. And that's including City. But this is the way Viana wants to stamp his authority on the club. This is the way he wants to stamp the way he wants to do things. So this is the new norm. I think we're just all going to have to accept that. I think what we have to remember is that City are coming at this from we're in a position of strength. You know, we don't have to sell Edison. We can just let him go on a free. We don't have to sell Savio because at the end of the day, he's on a contract. I think, in all honesty, I think Pep is still quite happy to use him. And I think Savio's not pushing for a move. So I think at the end of the day, if clubs like Galatasaray, PSG, and Spurs want these players, then you're gonna have to cough up some money, and the money, you know.
I think the Edison one will get done. I don't. I think the Edison one won't be a lot. I can probably, I'm guessing, 10 million euros. Something. It won't be loads. I just think he wants out. He wants to go to Galatasaray because Alan, I'm not triggering you here. Please do not trigger. They want Donnarumma. They want Donnarumma. It is what it is.
And Martin, there's one other really important thing on Donnarumma. Like, if we play late in the transfer window with Rodrigo, it doesn't really matter to Rodrigo. He stays in Madrid and he plays, you know, a fair bit of football in the Madrid.
Oh yeah. By the way, Rodrigo and Donnarumma don't happen unless these two players go out the door. Which is not. We can have them and keep them.
But if Donnarumma gets within a week of the end of the window, he's going elsewhere because he can't stay at PSG. He's made his statement. The club's made the statement.
That's what I think this week.
And he can't wait for us. So that one has to close, or we won't get the player. Rodrigo, you know, he could stay at Madrid, but I do think we're playing. I do think we're risking with both those players if we don't get it done. Rodrigo to Arsenal, which would hugely improve Arsenal. Him for Martinelli, massively improve them, and Donnarumma going to Chelsea, I think, takes their biggest weakness off the table. Although, and people say Chelsea aren't interested, which I find mind-numbingly bizarre. If I was Chelsea, I'd be out there, you know, offering the world to Paris because that changes their side.
It does. I think you're right, Rich. I think the only reason I can see them not doing it is because of the wages. I think that he'll probably want. I think Chelsea are coming at this with the long 9-year contracts with low wages, and that's probably not what Donnarumma wants. He wants, you know,
Chelsea don't want a keeper. I'm baffled by the Chelsea. For some reason, they want to go with Sanchez. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, they have the young keeper. They sent to Strasbourg. I think they have high hopes. So,
yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to move us on because as much as transfer stuff is great to speak about, we do need to get into the predictions. That is what the show's title is, and that's what we're going to do. So, tonight, I'm going to try and get as many predictions as we can in. I think it's going to be quite interesting to hear everyone's predictions.
Are you writing them down? Or we're just going to... I suppose we've got them
Sorry
recorded.
to jump in on that. I know you're hosting, mate. Did you do Foggy's memberships? He gifted 10.
No, mate. Sorry, I was going to do that, and then I got sidetracked. So I will do that. So yes, Foggy, again, thank you so much for your 10 gifted memberships. Whoever's got them, please give a big W up in the chat. Hang on, Alan. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. We also had a few other super chats, which I should get into. And Connor, it was my birthday yesterday, so I'm hoping for a few. Here we go. And Fab, laugh out loud. But just wanted to say keep up the great work, guys, and any updates on signings. Well, we've done a lot of signings, chat mates, so I hope we've kind of answered some questions there. Lee Gates, again, thank you. Another great show incoming. Pep's passage be interesting tomorrow, press conference tomorrow. Smash those likes up on your way in and on your way out. Please, guys, that would be much appreciated. And DC2A, hashtag fun season ahead. Definitely, mate. And we are going to get into those predictions right now. So I'm going to go round the room. Rich, I know you'd love to give as much information as possible, but there is quite a few of us on tonight, mate. So I would appreciate it. If there's any chance you can actually keep track of predictions, that would be a big help for me. So, and I'm going to start with you, Rich. So,
Yeah.
Not too hard to keep on yours.
So what
So
are we
we'll go
predicting?
with
Top four?
We'll go with the top four predictions. Yeah, let's start simple. You can go any order you like, mate.
And relegation as well, or are we?
Yeah, we'll hit relegation. We'll try and get in Champions League and the other cups, but obviously we'll keep with the main ones. I want to get Premier League, relegation, and a dark horse at least in. So,
right,
guys, you can have a good think about those, and then if we can squeeze in the Champions League and the FA Cup and the Category Cup, we will.
Cool. So, top four, I think City will win the league. I think there's so much. Liverpool won the title last year with a points total that wouldn't have won them a league since Leicester City won the league. It was, they won a title, they won it relatively easily, but City were 20 points less than they're averaging under Pep. Arsenal dropped, 15 points on where they'd been a couple of seasons before. Massive injuries, drop off in form, aging and all that. Liverpool didn't improve massively. Liverpool would have finished behind 5 of Jurgen Klopp's teams last season in their total. So I think it was just an anomaly last season, and Liverpool aren't anywhere near as good as people think they are. So everyone seems to say Liverpool, there's no doubt. I'm going City. I think the signings we've made, and above all, our spine is by far the strongest. Haaland, best number 9 in the Premier League by a country mile. Rodri, best centre midfielder in the Premier League by a country mile. If we get Donnarumma, best goalkeeper in the Premier League. And honestly, with the fit Stones and Gvardiol, I think that could easily be the best centre-back partnership. So I think our spine is better. We've got the best coach. We've got a winning mentality. And we only need to get back to our average. And we would have won last season by 8 points. So I think City win. I think Arsenal will come second. Because I think Arsenal have a much more complete squad than Liverpool. I think Arsenal have cover in most positions. I think left wing is probably their biggest weakness, but I don't see a glaring weakness anywhere in the Arsenal team. They maybe don't have stars quite as standout as Liverpool, but I think they're more solid all round. Third place, I think Liverpool. I think, Liverpool will do as well or better than last year. I think they'll suffer this year. I think we'll see a drop-off from Van Dijk. And I think we'll see a drop-off from Salah. They're 34 and 33 now. And I think that drop-off's inevitable. And the axis of those two is exceptional. But I just don't think Liverpool's spine's that great. Unless they sign Isaac, I don't think they have a great striker. I don't think they have a central defensive midfielder. They've got players who are much more attacking playing there. And I think, even though they signed a centre-back yesterday, I think there's a massive drop-off from Van Dijk and Konate, and one's injury-prone and wants to leave, and one's 34. And I don't rate their fullbacks as defensive. I think Kirkez and Frimpong are amazing going forward, but Frimpong doesn't know what it's like to play in his own half. He hasn't had to. He's had 3 centre-backs. He's played as an out-and-out winger, and suddenly he's going to be right back. And in the physicality of the Premier League, I think that stands out. So I'm going Liverpool third. Fourth, I really struggle with, as I reckon Chelsea aren't going to be anywhere near as good as people think because of that spine. I don't rate Chelsea's spine. I don't think they've got a good keeper. I don't think the centre-backs are that brilliant. I don't think, even with a new striker signed, he's a great number 9. I think he's another one of their Nkunku types. So I'm going to say Chelsea won't make top 4, but I really struggle about who will. My dark horse, unfortunately, is United. I think for the first time in a decade, I think they've accepted their reality. They've signed players from teams at their level who are hungry, and they're not playing in Europe. They're going to play 38 games. So I might controversially go for United fourth as a real dark horse above Chelsea, because I think they finally accepted their level in life, and I think acceptance in any problem or addiction or delusion, acceptance is the first step. And I think they have finally accepted they are a mid-table team, and I think that's going to be the first step in them improving. So Chelsea, yeah, I think they'll be 5th or 6th. I just don't like their spine. All this is on the proviso of signings, because the reality is, if Chelsea sign Donnarumma tomorrow, their spine improves massively. If players like Baleba move and go to a team, they're going to strengthen someone. But that's where I'll go today. Relegation.
We'll come to relegation afterwards, Rich.
Okay.
We'll kind of get to the top 4. And if you've got a dark horse that gets into the top 4, then we've covered that with everybody. I kind of see where you're coming from, Rich. I really do, and I think my predictions will show that as well. Okay, Harry, what are your top 4 predictions for this coming season?
Yeah, so I haven't got a dark horse in the top 4, so I'll cover that later on. But
Right,
I'm tossing up between Liverpool and City for the title, but I'm going to go for Liverpool just. But I'm not going to be in a crisis panicking that they've got a better transfer window than us. It's just, we just need to see how our team gets settling in together. But so I'll go Liverpool top, City second, Arsenal third, and then I'm going to go for Chelsea. So basically standard as last season.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. And I mean, I think you might be the odd one out thinking maybe that City won't win the title. But we'll see. I could be wrong.
Alan's got us getting relegated.
Well, of course he has. So,
month
Alan, please, if City are in your top 4, can you keep it the relegations until we get to that, please? All right. Ed, can we have your predictions, please, mate, for top 4?
Is my mic still there?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. So
manageable.
Go for it.
Sorry for the mic issues. My top 4 is City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. I just think I just don't think Arsenal has done enough, in my opinion. They got a striker, but now they have to change the style of play. And I don't think their midfield is that creative, in all honesty. So, yeah, I have Chelsea for business. They've done anything over them, and I just believe we're gonna have a new system of playing, and I think it's gonna lead us going into the league season.
Okay, fair enough. Dharmesh, good to have you on, mate. Been a while.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, hello to the chat as well. Hit the like button. And yeah, it's been a long time. I think it was June last time I joined you guys. So yeah, it's been a long time.
Well,
So
it's a pleasure to have you back, mate. We're really glad you're back on.
Thank you.
And,
So
Chris, your predictions, mate?
yeah, so like the first prediction I would say is the one which I would be glad if it's wrong, because I think Liverpool would be the winners this season. I think, especially if they finalize Isaac, I think they have already had a nice transfer window, and with Isaac, they would be clear favorites, and I think they will get it done. So my winners for next season would be Liverpool, then City would be second, and I think City would be second because it's too much uncertainty about a lot of players for City this season, and like we would definitely improve on last season, so we won't be 4th or 5th anywhere near that. We would be more close to the winners rather than being close to being 5th. So I think we would improve a lot, but it's quite uncertain. Like we are still not sure if we get Rodrigo or not. I think we will get Rodrigo, so that's a good positive. And Like I am on the camp, if Savinho leaves and we get Rodrigo, is an upgrade. So I don't really care if he goes. Like if he stays, it's fine. But if he goes and we get Rodrigo, it's a positive. And with goalkeeper, if Donnarumma comes in, we would change our playing style and to gel in fully in a new system with a new left back, new left winger, new keeper, and new right winger as well. Like it would be tough to be the best team in the season. So I think we would be second. I think Arsenal would be third, just because, as Ed mentioned, I don't think they have done enough. And I think they are underestimating how much they would miss Partey, because he was great last season. And everyone is thinking about Zubamendi right now. But same as last season, if one of those midfielders among Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard gets injured, what's their midfield left? So I think they still have the same issues. And okay, they got a striker now, Gyökeres, but same issues like when we had Haaland, that they would need to change their playing style. Like we are not sure if that will suit them again or not. So it's a big change for them as well. And also,
Dash, do you
they
think that with it looking quite likely that Eze will go there, especially if Xavier goes to Spurs, do you think Odegaard will play? Or do you think Odegaard will be on the bench and Eze will play?
like it, in my opinion, Eze should play, but I don't think he would. Like Arteta won't drop Odegaard. He's their captain. He's their main man, and Arteta loves him like Pep loves Bernardo. So I think he would definitely play. And like he won't drop him until and unless it's like 10th game of the season and Odegaard isn't performing at all. Until and unless it's that kind of situation, I don't think he will drop Odegaard anywhere close to dropping him. So I think Eze should play, I think, and like before dropping Odegaard, he would rather play Eze on the left wing rather than playing him instead of Odegaard. So I think Arteta, he's a good manager, but I don't think he makes great decisions sometimes. He makes like some decisions which even I get baffled about why he's choosing those players in certain positions, and especially Odegaard. He hasn't performed well last season as well. So I would play Eze, but I don't think Arteta would. So that's my reasoning why they would be third. And fourth, I think would be Chelsea, because I think, to be honest, I think Chelsea can come third as well, but I would predict them to come fourth, because I think they have a nice momentum in the team. Like they have almost most of the team, which is very stable right now. They don't have many changes. They are improving year by year. So I think they would go on that trajectory. Obviously, they don't have that quality in the team that they would come second or first. They can come third as well this season. So I would think they will lock off the fourth position, and I don't think any other team comes close to top four this season. I think these four teams are way ahead of all the competition. So yeah.
Okay, Dosh, thank you. And of course, last but not least, Alan.
It's hard to call because we haven't done our transfer business yet, or depending on who's playing and who's in the squad. And I think it matters, to be honest with you, on where we're going to finish. I think if we bring in Donnarumma can't kick as keeper, it changes everything. In respect that, we'll have to change the way we play, because passing out from the back is out the window because he can't do it. He's a good shot stopper. So was Joe Hart, and he got booted out. I think if Rico, like Marty says, goes, that changes another thing, because that's taking away one of our fullbacks and we haven't got a fullback. So that changes that as well. I think if Savinho decides he's going to Tottenham and Tottenham buy him, I think it's a good move for him, personally, if he goes there, because he's not the finished article. And if we get Rodrigo, which would make a huge difference for us, I think, but getting the ball to him will be more difficult without a keeper that can pass from the back. So a lot will change depending. If we get Donnarumma can't kick as a keeper, whilst he's a good shot stopper, which he is, I'll give him that. Then I think we'll finish third or fourth.
Which one? I'm writing them down, Alan. You've got to commit.
Third.
We've all got the same information.
All right,
You'll
third.
go for City third. Yeah.
Third, right. I think Liverpool will finish top. I think Arsenal will finish second. I think City will finish third, and either Chelsea or United. I say Chelsea will finish fourth. I'm with you on that, Rick. I think United will be. I think they've bought well this winter, so I think they've done very well. But a lot depends on what happens, the way they play. When Joe Hart was told, "See you later," because you can't play the Pep way, doesn't mean he was a bad keeper, because he was a brilliant keeper. And he's a world-class keeper. But Pep wants to play the way he's played for the last 10 years, was pass from the back. And it took us all a while to get used to that. I remember the first year I was like, oh, Jesus, it felt very uncomfortable. But we've all felt very comfortable with Edison in net. And I'll be honest with you, I'm very sceptical.
I never would have guessed, in all honesty, Alan, that you were sceptical. I thought you were fine with it.
No. Donna can't kick. He's a good shot stopper, but that's all he is.
Okay, mate. And obviously, the most important thing for a goalkeeper to do isn't keep the ball out the back of the net.
Yeah, we said that about Joe. We said that about Joe Hart, mate. But look what happened.
I'm good. This is no offense to Joe Hart, but was Joe Hart near the levels of Donnarumma?
Yes, played for England international for about 8 years.
Okay.
Well,
Your opinion, mate?
Rich,
I'll
Alan,
go halfway between on that.
am I better
think
now? Do I sound
Joe
better?
Hart had dropped.
Yeah, you're better, Red.
I think Joe Hart had dropped off a bit in the season before.
Yeah.
I don't think he was at the level he was 2 or 3 years earlier, but I think he was up there 2 or 3 years earlier with Donnarumma.
I
Donnarumma's
put Donnarumma
at his best at the moment.
I put Donnarumma like De Gea at United was, but he's not getting picked because he can't play with his feet.
Alan, did you? We were all watching the UCL, and when I was watching them play, I never thought, dang, this goalkeeper's terrible with his feet.
He is.
He was playing out from the back. He was 10, 15-yard pass is just fine.
Play it from the back. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he played for a team that played out from the back and won UCL. So I really don't have that many concerns.
If I want City to play like a cup team, I'll ask for it. But they're not. We're playing 38 league games, and I don't think he can do it.
Alan, you want Enrique.
Hey?
You want Enrique to back up if Pep leaves. You will want Enrique.
And he'll play and he's just kicked him out because he can't play with his feet.
Well, maybe he's kicked him out because he knows he's coming to City in 12 months and he wants him there.
Fine.
But I kind of agree with Alan in the sense that Donnarumma is kind.
Guys, you've asked for my opinion. I've given it. All right.
No, I agree in the sense that he is kind of like De Gea style goalkeeper, but I think he's not that bad in terms of his kicking as De Gea was. But he is very similar to De Gea in the sense that he makes some amazing saves, but he also makes some bad errors as well. So
I remember everybody's comments when Joe Hart was booted out for no reason, right? Right? Everyone was going mad about the way Joe Hart was treated. And I mean everyone. And what Pep has done to that young lad at City is an absolute disgrace. He's been shafted. He's shafted. He's been shafted.
What happens with James Trafford? Because obviously his promises was he'll be brought in. He won't play straight away, but he'll be bedded in. And obviously, with the World Cup on the horizon, how much game time will he get if he wants to be in that England squad?
If I was him, I'd hand a transfer request in now.
Wow.
What? We'll see him in club competitions, won't we?
Mate, he's been shafted. He was offered at Newcastle. He should have gone there.
They can have him if they give us Livramento. Like, it's fine.
Doesn't work like that.
Alan, I think one of the I don't know who it was, but someone said it on the Mancunian Way stateside show yesterday. You know, people getting really emotional, say it's shafted. Trafford is playing for one of the best 3 football teams in the world.
Well, is he playing? He should leave.
He's on 100 grand a week. At worst, he's going to be playing FA Cup and some European Cup and some other games.
That damage?
It's hardly shafted. It's hardly shafted.
No, but does it damage his chances of being a number 1 keeper?
Yes, massively.
Do you know what?
Possibly. The problem is
there shouldn't be a single player at City, at a club of our level, who doesn't have enough self-confidence to think that they can fight for the place. And that's why Savio has to go. If Savio doesn't have the mentality to think, I'm better than Bob, I'm better than Cherky, I'm better than Doku, I can get in the team, that he's not for City. And honestly, if he's got the fragile mentality that Alan thinks he's got, he's not the player I think he is. He wouldn't come to City if he was that fragile.
Mate, let me tell you this now. From what he was told a week and a half ago,
Alan, how do you know what
he was in the conversations?
Were you there, Alan? Were you there when he was signing the contract?
He's been shafted, and Pep's a twat for lying to him.
Alan, but if you think Donnarumma is that bad, if Donnarumma doesn't perform, he would be left out, and Trafford will get his chance. So if you think Trafford is that good and Donnarumma is shit, then Donnarumma would not start and Trafford would start. So
Donnarumma is a good keeper, but he's like De Gea. He's a good shot stopper, an old-style keeper. Pep hasn't played that way in 10 years. In 15 years when he was at Barcelona, he has not played, and he's won countless of trophies.
Edison was a good shot stopper going back. Edison has declined massively in the last 2 seasons.
That's why he bought Trafford.
And Alan,
he's been shafted.
Alan, when you started at the beginning of this conversation, you said what happened to Joe Hart was awful, blah blah. And when Pep came in, he wanted to play with this new goalkeeper playing out from the back, and it took a long time for you and others to get used to it. That's just something we're going to have to accept with Donnarumma possibly coming in, is that Pep wants to play a different way now. He wants to evolve. He wants to change, and we're going to have to get
when has Pep said he wants to play a different way? I've not seen that.
Well, if he's going to sign Donnarumma, mate, he's going to be playing a bit of a different way, let's be honest. So it's just something we're all going to have to get used to. Now, we can all have our thoughts. We can all have our feelings on this. Honestly, I'm not dismissing, mate. It's your opinion, and I respect your opinion. Okay. I don't agree with your opinion, but I respect it, mate.
Okay, no problem.
So I'm just a bit concerned for Trafford.
I am as well. Very concerned.
I understand everyone starts feelings and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Alan, I think you're going way overboard calling him a twat. Way overboard. You're getting way too emotional on it, and I understand why, because Trafford's your boy and you backed him and everything else. I understand that, right? 2 things on this. I think we need to move on. We can't be having the same debates for the whole of the season about frigging Donnarumma and every other player coming in the door, right? The badge on the front of the shirt is more important than any name on the damn back of it. We spent all last season, and listen, let's be honest, some were happy clappy like me, some were having a meltdown like others. We can't do we'd fallen off a perch, we weren't doing this, we weren't doing that, and then when the club, and we all begged the club for changes. We said things have to change. They're changing, and now everyone's upset about the change.
It's not just that, Mike. It's also, we were kind of saying, even before like the transfer window opened, you know, the rumours and everything, and especially I think when we lost out to Liverpool for Wirtz, you know, there was a lot of City fans saying, well, they're not signing the top quality players, and we're not bringing the superstars in. Yeah, you know, and now City start going out and signing big superstars. People like Alan aren't happy because they want the likes of James Trafford. And no offense to James Trafford, I think he's a fantastic. When he signed, I was just as happy as Alan was. I was like, fantastic. I love this kid. I watched him in the academy. I know how good he is. But he still had one good season at Burnley in the Championship. If Edison goes, now Edison's going to go regardless if it's this season or next, because next season he's gone anyway. He's not signing a new contract. He's gone. Ortega, again, has only got another year in his contract. He's vying for a move, so he'll be gone. So we have to bring somebody else in. And I would rather have... change. Yeah, they do, Rich. And we have to...
At the end of the day, Alan, I get it. You're a bit more upset because you're not doing this. You're not going mad over Savinio. You're a little bit upset about Trafford because you want academy and English boys in the 11, and I understand it. It's not 1960s anymore. I understand it, Alan. I get your passion. Just the name calling that's not going to help. We've got to stop realizing as a fan base.
Pep's lied to him.
No, he hasn't. I'm going to make
you don't, Alan. You don't know that.
Alan. We don't. I mean,
you're defaming Pep there because you don't know. You weren't in that conversation.
If Pep Guardiola listened to this, Alan, he could take you to court the way you're talking about him.
Yeah,
and you can't just go on a massive rant at him and every name under the sun.
I'm not doing it.
You have, Alan.
It's my opinion, mate.
No. And Alan,
but
opinion, and you
only Hugo Viana knows what
you are entitled to. Your opinion. You're just going way over. You're going too emotional with it, and I get it. Yes, do I think Trafford's probably not had the best deal out of this? Probably not. But you know what? Sadly, that's football. We've all look at what Isak's doing up at Newcastle. What Visser did at Brentford. Can we all start remembering these players are not fans?
Yeah,
they
also,
get
Martin, let's be clear. I don't think we, Pep, or most of the fans would want to go into next season with Trafford and Ortega. And if Edison decides he wants to go and he's gone, then it's either we sign someone or we go in with Trafford and Ortega. And I think going in with Trafford and Ortega and the pressure that would put on Trafford would be harmful for Trafford just as much as Donnarumma coming in, because if Trafford gets thrown to the Wolves and he has to play and he has a bad game or two, then what happened to him in the Premier League 2 or 3 seasons ago could happen again, and that could massively damage his career. So I think there isn't, once Edison decided he wanted to go, and we always knew that was a chance, then there wasn't going to be a good solution here. We were either going to throw Trafford to the Wolves as number one. Yes, it could work, but that could destroy the player and write off our season, or we have to go and take action. And as it's happened, the best goalkeeper in the world's become available. He's obviously come and talked to City. Edison's decided he wants to go, and the circumstances have changed, and we've had to adapt. And to be honest with you, it's pretty clear City never give promises to anyone. That's the reason Savinio's probably going, because he hasn't been given promises. I don't think Pep will have sat down and made any promises to
all asked Pep to be ruthless.
Say, this is the plan. Yeah. This is the plan. Plans change.
We all asked Pep
to get
ruthless. Unfortunately, maybe this is too ruthless for some, and I get it. Does it all sit well with me? No. But do you know what I've realised over the summer? We're fans. Our job is just to debate, support, win, lose, draw, have a drink, have a debate, go home. We're not in this boardroom. I'm seeing it too much. We're taking players' transfers personally.
How about that?
That's all I'm saying. I get Alan.
I'm not taking transfers personally. I'm taking the way someone's been treated. That's what
you don't know, Alan.
But we don't know what was said. Yes, it doesn't look great, but Trafford's a big boy.
Yeah, and he'll grow from this experience one way or another, Alan. He's not going to suddenly be,
If Trafford
play for League One
to Newcastle, you wouldn't be in love with him like this. You'd be calling him Trafford a twat for turning us down. So it works both ways.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to move on because
I thought we were doing predictions anyway. How the hell did we get back to transfers?
No, I was last.
Alan gave caveats.
I was going to
He's
say,
like-
how have we got back to the transfer negotiation? I leave for 10 minutes, get home, and turn back to transfers.
No, we
But-
were having to, keep
Listen,
you on hold
I
so you
have a
can
right
predict.
to have an opinion. I have a right to have an opinion, and we're debating it, which is fine.
Oh, by the way,
Alan.
I don't know if this probably hasn't been thing. McAtee is now gone. There is a buyback and the sell-on.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck to him.
And
Right.
and Martin,
Good
I
move.
guess you are left
Good
for the
move for him, I
predictions
reckon.
now.
Yeah, very
I
good
agree.
move.
Martin, I've got
Yes.
Patrick and I've got Fee's predictions, but do you want to do yours as you're here, mate?
What we're doing, top four. Top
Top four,
four is quite
please.
easy. Manchester City, I think we'll win the league by about 10 points. Call me crazy, call me up my ass, call me whatever you want. There is no better squad in this league than Manchester City. Best 11, we can have a debate on. Squad depth, squad size, what we can do. There is no better squad than Manchester City Football Club right now. Listen, nobody's got the depth in midfield we have. Nobody has the depth of defence. Yes, there's questions on age. Yes, there's questions on injuries. But every team can have that. Virgil van Dijk's 34 and look like Slippy G all through pre-season. Crystal Palace were putting him on his ass all last week. We just got to just chill, relax. We're going to go in with Trafford and Donnarumma. You could add Rodrigo to this. You got Mamouche, you got Foden, you got bloody Oscar Bob, you've got Nico G, Tijani Reinders. My God, Liverpool have not got the squad depth we've got. Why the frig is everyone putting his third or fourth? You know why?
Well, they're not.
It's deep
Most
down-
people put us top.
No.
I don't know. Harry, Darmesh, Alan.
I'm talking about in the outside world, Rich.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Manchester City are going to scare people this year by Christmas. Do you know why people are underestimating us? Because they're secretly scared of us and they know what we're doing.
Is it the
And
chemistry
the
on the
other thing
pitch?
is, and the other thing I will say is, I don't care how bad a season Pep Guardiola had. Nobody's got our manager. Not any of them. And an angry Pep Guardiola, I'm putting in the boxing ring with me.
People think Pep finished, Martin. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, Pep Guardiola is going to stick two fingers up to the footballing world and say, I want my title back. Simple as. Top four, second Liverpool, third Arsenal, Arteta for the sack, Chelsea fourth. My outside pick for fifth and sixth, I do think United will get six. I hate saying that. I actually think they've actually done very, very good business this summer.
Are they going to belabor
I
Martin?
guess so.
No, I think that'll be next summer. Relegation.
We haven't got to relegation yet.
We're
doing
just doing that. Okay, sorry.
Just
Right,
top four. You're just sneaking your five.
sorry, I was.
Ozzy.
Oh, and City will also win the Carabao Cups. Kiss me ass.
Yeah. So now it's Ozzy's turn.
Well,
to
I'm just going to.
predict.
I'm going to just quickly read out Pat and Fees because they're not here
yeah.
and I'd like to do theirs. So,
And my dog.
and your dog will come to the dog, don't worry.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
Oh, that's interesting.
that is interesting.
I'll be gives a chance to
That'd be
watch
good
him
when
as
we
well,
get Graham
which will be
Bailey
good.
back on.
Yeah, it'd be good to watch him.
Right, so Patrick has got for his top four predictions, he's got City as champions, Liverpool as runners-up, Arsenal third, and Chelsea fourth. And then Fee has gone City top, Liverpool second, Chelsea third, and Arsenal coming in fourth. Okay,
Arsenal
guys,
fourth.
when you're next on, you can explain your predictions. Look forward to hearing about those. Mine, yes. So I am very confident as much as Martin. I echo everything that Martin has said. I do feel that Pepe's going to feel that he has got a point to prove. I think there's a lot of players have got points to prove, the likes of Haaland. I know he scored last season, but I do feel that he can step up his game. I think Foden is going to come back into a flurry of assists and goals himself, and I think we're going to see the feel of not last season before, when he won the Player of the Season. And so, yeah, so I echo a lot of what Martin says. For my second, actually, I'm going to predict that Arsenal are runners-up. And the reason is because I do feel they have made some good signings. I think a striker is something they were
Sorry, who's
were
in the
missing.
sweet shop?
not me.
You eating crumpets again?
It's Alan. Look at him. He's going.
No,
He's jumping away.
Guilty
He's like that naughty kid in the back of a classroom who eats while the teacher's teaching.
Yeah, Alan, put your mic on if you're eating. Thank you very much.
See, I had kids like you in my classroom.
Look at that smack.
Yeah. I'll have words off camera. Don't worry with Alan. So I do feel that, you know, Arsenal have improved. They've made some good signs. I like the Zubimendi. I think he's a good midfielder. I think it's someone we would have gone for. So, I do feel that Arteta is again going to be the runner-up. But I do feel that they've made enough improvements. And I'm kind of echoing what a lot has been said about Liverpool. I think, Martin, you said it as well, and Rich. I just think people are waxing lyrical on the transfer business. But, you know, these players have not played in the Premier League. They've got a lot to show. Wirtz is 100 million plus. How many 100 million, pound players actually make it and do a great job? You know, we've seen the likes of what happened with us with Grealish. There aren't many. I can name two: Mbappe and probably Rice. And Rice isn't exactly, tore the world up, and Mbappe is Mbappe. So I do feel that Liverpool have got a lot to prove. I think Slot has got a lot to prove. I think he's a good manager, but I think he had hardly any pressure from the likes of us and Arsenal last season. And I think there's enough pressure to come from both us and Arsenal to properly give Liverpool a proper challenge. And I think that's where he'll become undone. I'm going to throw one of my dark horses into fourth, because as much as Chelsea looked like they could nail that fourth spot, I actually think Tottenham could sneak in, because I do like the manager. I think they have got some good players. I think with their recent Europa League win, I think that's given them a lot of emphasis to challenge a bit more. And it's a dark horse, so I just feel they could. I do think it's going to be a really interesting season. I think it's going to be the most competitive season we've seen in a while. I'm not sure we're going to run away with it like Martin says, but I do feel the top four is going to be very competitive. So Chelsea could sneak into that fourth spot, but I just feel Tottenham could actually push that fourth.
If they get Eze, right? If they get Eze and Savio, I'd agree with you.
Yeah, it's possibility, isn't it? So
that's
why I just feel they could, if they get those players, because I think it's so fluid at the moment, the transfer window. With still so many players that we're talking about that other clubs like the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool and Chelsea and Tottenham are looking at. You know, this top four race could be very interesting. So I do feel that's what could happen.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think the top four. Do you know what's sad about the league? And I'm gonna go on me. I'm gonna just let me have 1 minute of this. I do think the top four have pulled away from everyone else. I think they've shown that this year. I think the top four have basically got their brass tacks out and they've slapped everyone back down again. No one outside of that top four is going to compete for me. They just won't. I don't think they're going to. I think Newcastle are going to drop, as much as I hate it. I think they're going to end up 8th. Villa are having to sell players back to PSR again. Forest, maybe with the potential signings they're bringing in, but I don't see them fighting again. I just think the top four are going to be too strong.
Martin, I think it's the top three. I think there's City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and then there's daylight. I think people are massively overrating Chelsea because of a summer tournament in the US. So I think you're totally spot on, but I think it's City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I think
it's sad for the league,
Chelsea.
though. That's my point, Mitch. I think it's sad for the league that we're going down this road. And I get it is what it is, and I know City are part of the cartel.
Do you know what it's like? It's, if you remember the FA Premier League and the early Barclays, how you had United, Chelsea or Liverpool and then Arsenal fourth, and then that was always on lockdown. And then you always used to have Everton and Villa fighting for 5th and 6th. you're back into that situation again. Martin said, top four's lockdown. That's how it was. FA, Barclays era.
Yeah, I think in all honesty, like I think Martin's right, and Rich and Eastside Harry. I think the top four clubs really have felt that they've really. I think they've also pinched a lot of players. Other clubs like United pinched off some of the better, players from the lesser. No offense to those like the likes of Brentford and others, where they've had some of these good players pulled away from them, and I just feel that's going to make the top four pull away from the rest of the league. That's why I think the 5th, 6th, 7th positions are going to be very interesting to see. I think you probably will see the likes of Newcastle drop down to that position. I think United, that's where they can sneak in my personal opinion, where they can probably sneak into those positions because other teams won't be as improved, like Villa.
Well, I'm just looking now on the BBC because they've got their prediction league up. They've asked 33 people who work for the BBC and radio, TV and radio. All 33. The majority have gone Liverpool to win, which is fine. But every single one of them has got the same top four, just in a different order. None of them have got anybody else near it.
They're always
all 33 have gone with City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea in a different order. Nobody else.
To be fair, they do that every year. I mean, they just mirror the bookies. But there is one predictor who disagrees with this panel. I've done a scientific experiment this morning with my dog.
Oh yes, you're gonna love this.
I talk to him and I get him to pour me which position they're going to be, and he's predicted top four. He does not agree with your analysis. He has
who's this? Who's this person?
My dog. He has a lot to say on this channel, quite a lot, and he has Chelsea and Arsenal coming 6th and 7th.
Anyway,
come again.
Amazing. It's top four for the record, so that.
What time is it over there, Rich?
Muppets.
7:30 a.m.
Yes.
Right.
City winning.
Carry on, Ozzy, because there's 7.
We got dogs doing predictions.
City winning the league. Now this is going on record. City winning the league. United 2nd, 3rd Liverpool, 4th Newcastle. That's the league according to the dog.
Thanks, Rich and Rich's dog. We appreciate your predictions there, mate. We're going to swiftly move on to relegations, and I'm going to switch up a bit. So I'm going to have my relegations. We'll go from bottom to top this time. So Martin, when you're ready, mate.
Predictions
for relegation candidates.
Leeds United. These aren't in any order, by the way. I just don't think they're strengthened enough up front. Their manager, Daniel Farke, is very open. He's very attack-minded. I don't think he knows what to do in a relegation fight. When you need that really scrappy, let's defend, low block sort of thing. I don't think he can do that. I don't think he likes doing that. Now, Calvin Lewin doesn't. Is he going to get you 20 goals, 25 goals to get you out of it? No, I don't see it. I really don't. Brentford, because I think they've been absolutely decimated this summer. They've had the whole spine ripped out, and they've got basically they put their set piece coach into their manager's coach. Yeah. I mean, bless him. I hope he does well. I'm not saying I want Brentford to go. I just think they will. And the other team, I think, will, because I think Sunderland will stay up because I think they have recruited very well. I didn't even realise they bought Granit Xhaka. I mean, that's an astute bit of business. That's a very astute bit of business by them, actually, to pull him in. My other dark horse for going down is a team that I haven't really bought a lot and they've lost a lot of players. Is like the team we're playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think Wolves could be in trouble. But I think Wolves and Bournemouth have both basically had the crown jewels pinched this summer. Bournemouth seem to have been able to keep hold of theirs more than Wolves a little bit. we'll see it obviously at the end of the window. But yeah, I
don't
think
know. They've lost a lot of their
Smith
back line. Most of it.
I've said that's my 3 to go down.
Fair
And I
enough,
think
Martin.
Burnley have done good business as well, actually. I think bringing in Brozier was actually a very astute bit of... Leeds would have been better bringing in Brozier than what they would have bringing in Calvert-Lewin, but this is my opinion.
Right, fair enough. Thank you, Martin. Alan, you're looking very sad there.
I'm all right.
You haven't put City in relegation, have you?
No, I put Don McCart kicking to go relegated on his own.
Well, we're not doing players, so let's just stick with the teams.
Right, okay. Burnley, I think will drop. I think Wolves will drop. And I'm going to go with Leeds. I agree with Martin on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Dharmesh, who are your 3?
I would say Leeds, Brentford, and Burnley.
Ed? I'm not going too fast for you, am I, Rich?
No, I've got them.
Mine's the same as Martin. Leeds, Wolves, Brentford.
Okay. And Harry?
Yeah, my face kind of dropped when Martin said his because that was mine. I just think Sunderland remind me of like Survival Sunday, Sunderland. With Granit Xhaka being in. Like it's a Steve Bruce type of thing with Darren Bent mid-table for them, but nowhere near relegation.
Good signing now to Granit Xhaka. Very good signing.
Marquee player.
Made him captain too.
There you go with the experience.
Yeah, it's a definitely good piece of business. Rich?
I actually think Sunderland will go down. I think, I don't want them to actually. I really do like them, but I think they were nearly relegation the season before in the Championship. I think it's too big a step up, and I actually think Sunderland might establish themselves, but a bit like City when we came up in 2000, I think they'll go down before they come back up and establish themselves. I think Burnley will go down. I don't think Wolves. I think Wolves have lost a couple of players, but I think Wolves' form in the second half of last season and their manager have done really well. So I actually think, and they'll probably sign another 2 or 3 players in the next week from their, talent factory of, their super agent. So I think they'll stay up. So Brentford, Burnley, Sunderland will be my 3.
Fair enough. And I'll just check on what Pat and Fee had. So Pat had... Well, I'd love it if it would happen, Pat. So if you're watching, mate, he's got, again, no in particular order. He's got Burnley, Brentford, and United. I'm going to think that's Man United. So, not...
I can't see United going down with the people that bought.
No, I mean, I think everyone on this panel and probably everybody watching would love it. Absolutely love it. I think we've made all of our seasons. Yeah, we really would. So, and then Fee has gone, again, no in order. She's gone Sunderland, it's the same as you, Rich, Leeds and Burnley. So, I think most of the
time... 3 down, which is what's happened the last 2 years.
It has. It's becoming a sad pattern, really.
Parachutes.
I'm hoping it doesn't happen because I think it would be very much a shame to see that all the same teams that come up to go straight back down. I do feel that the league itself needs to have at least one of the promoted teams to stay up because I just think, it doesn't feel right.
There's going to be a pay deal. The EFL, but until they do that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, possibly you might be right. In all honesty, Alan.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for my 3. I think same as most you've said. I think Brentford. It just feels that they've really had other teams like United come in and pick them apart. The same with Bournemouth. I think they've lost so many. They've basically lost their entire back line. So I do worry about them as much as I think both Bournemouth and Brentford have been fantastic for the league. And then I do worry about Wolves. I'm not going to lie. I was hearing one of their podcasters recently, and he was saying that most of the fans there are disillusioned with the club, and they do worry about where the club are going right now. So it doesn't sound particularly great for Wolves right now. As much as they've got Mendes, bringing in the Portuguese players, it doesn't seem he's using the same magic that he has in the past. Obviously, there's still time to go, but they've lost too many of their quality players for them to stay, I think. But again, I think it's a fine margin. I agree, like Leeds and Burnley, two of those clubs where you just feel, have they done enough? So yeah.
See, Leeds confuses me because big club, lots of fans, right? They've got a big pull because of who they are, but they've got completely their own manager in charge to develop the club moving up in the Premier League, take them forward. I think that Martin's 100% right. Farkay is not the right.
Sorry, I'm just checking out my slender looking body now. I'm
I'm
actually enjoying it.
You've had to change your whole wardrobe. Good on you. Well done. It's a good effort, Martin.
You say I've lost enough weight to have lesser clothes now as well. I don't know you complimented me or insulted my fashion sense.
No, I was saying
what we were doing.
You've gone from double XL to probably large now, I reckon.
No, I'm still way off that, Alan. I'm trying.
Right.
Still trying.
You look really well, Martin. It's good on you for doing what you've done. Brilliant. But Leeds, I'm confused about Leeds because they've got the pull because they're still a massive club, and I'm very confused about which direction they're going in. I'll guarantee you within the first 8 weeks they'll sack their manager. Guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a bad track record in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. They'll get Donnarumma in as player manager, I've heard.
They can have it. If we sign, they can have it.
If you read a lot of Daniel Farke's quotes, he seems confused actually with some of the things he's saying.
Yeah,
because he's basically admitting. I don't even understand. He's admitting he hasn't got enough to stay up at the moment. Really, I don't know if that's a cry to the board.
He called the board out. Yeah,
he's really he's not happy at the moment. He's Daniel Farke.
He'll be going in within 8 weeks to become, but then
he has been here before, though, hasn't he? You got to remember, he's been here with Norwich. He knows what's needed to stay up, and he's probably thinking, I don't have enough to stay up in this league.
I don't. It's very confusing because we all know the Leeds are a big club, and they're a Premier League club without any shadow of a doubt. But I'd rather go. First of all, an away day going to Leeds is brilliant.
Oh, by the way,
really is.
Just to confirm, everyone, I've got my Wolves and I got my Brighton ticket. Woo! I'm doing the first 2 away games.
You can
so, Ozzy, can we change our predictions for the
title
now? We're gonna lose 2 of the first 4 games. We're in a bit of trouble here. We're gonna have to. I'm definitely changing my Christmas title.
That's actually true, Pardo. So Sam Allardyce is on retainer now by either Burnley or probably Leeds United.
Absolutely. I take it you're going to meet Nick at Brighton then, yeah?
When what? No, I'm taking my son, Alan.
Yeah, but you're going to meet Nick there as well for a pint.
Oh, Nick, yeah. Harry's going as well.
You better meet me for a pint, right?
Yeah, Harry's going down as well.
Yeah, well, Nick is going to be there with his girlfriend, so.
Oh, well, you lot can sort out your plans.
Yeah, we'll sort the social event out in 2 weeks.
We need to get the Wolves predictions done, Ozzy, because Martin's got this new forfeit planned where,
yes,
the ones who are going to be on every week.
Just to
have
let
to
everyone
predict
know,
scores.
we are. Oh, by the way, the Mancunian Way Fantasy Football League is now back up and running. I think Ryan Corrie does it privately behind the scenes, even though I'm not big up to Ryan Corrie. I don't know if he still watches. But I think Ryan Corrie, some more remember him from when we first began Man City Man TV days. I think he still does the fantasy football. So big up, he got it going. But yes, this week, as you can see, Pat, me, Ozzy, Rich, Alan, and Fee will be doing a league prediction every week. It's a bit of fun. And whoever has the least amount of points will have to do a forfeit on camera. Sensible forfeit. It's a bit of fun for everyone to get involved in. So the winner will choose the forfeit and the loser has to do it. So I will choose the forfeit to the other people. The one thing I will say, by the way, this has come out today. And do you know what? I've fallen in love with it. I've fallen in love with it.
Oh, it's fucking awful.
That looks
That's grim.
sexy as hell.
That is absolutely shit.
I got to see it on somebody first.
I've fallen in love with it.
Go on, what's your reason for falling in love?
It's shit.
Because you know them shirts that you got to see on the players before you see on a picture. I think it actually does. It looks better on a person. I think it stands out. I just like it.
Can you model it for us?
No, but I can on tomorrow. I will be because my.
Of course, it's going to go to
Pat. I did promise Pat. He's bought me a Melbourne Blues that I will wear tomorrow. It's still in the suitcase. That's why I've not worn it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in the flesh yet. But you know what I like about?
Oh, Ozzy, I know you're hosting. Can I just do these, mate? Louis.
I was about to do them, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry, mate. 19 months and Cornelius, 14 months. You've been entered into the end of the prize draw because you are a superstar.
I'm emotional. I mean, this is a dream come true. All these guys deserve. All these guys around here.
Bartel is sickening for people to come out and say what they've said. He made some mistakes. He lost his focus at times, but that's the kind of thing I look at.
Got the TV
on.
That's not part of it. See, I'm with you, Pardo. Me and Pardo are on the same wavelength with this. No, I'm really not. I do like it. I really like it.
Well, that's what having
Puma. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I can't have Martin going about that.
I can have myself back here.
Ozzy, it's a controversial kit, but at least it's original. Nike and Adidas just give every team exactly the same. You have the same first kit, slightly different color, same second kit, different color, same third kit, different color. Puma are doing something original with every kit, and sometimes you don't like it because they miss, but every one is unique. It's different.
They've all got a link to set.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that, Rich.
Fair play. I like that, and they'll have some big misses, but I love it that they're really just thinking about Manchester, about Manchester City, about St Mark's, about the Hacienda, and they're doing something original all the time. And some of them miss, but fair play. And I look forward to seeing it in the flesh because I really don't know whether it's the best or the worst kit in history at the minute.
Rich, will it be a Man United kit where you can't see them when the crowd's behind them? And that's my question to that. Do you know what I mean?
That'll be, that's true. Actually,
that's what I thought.
That's why they've got the fluorescent bit on it. I reckon.
So I think we're up to now, mate.
You what, sorry, Martin?
Where are we up to now?
Right, well, we've done obviously top four and we've done relegations. I've done my dark horse. Does anybody else have a dark horse? Martin, I think you did a bit of a dark horse, didn't you?
Have I done one?
Yeah.
Or was it Rich?
Alan and I did. Alan and I both said we.
Sorry, like I said, because I've been out the loop today, I'm a bit all over the shop.
Yeah, so. It's all right, mate. I think one of you said United was.
Somebody said Tottenham, didn't they?
Yeah, I said Tottenham.
Yeah, I think United for me.
Dash, Harry,
United
Ed.
Me.
I feel like
you
haven't really said dark horse. So guys, what are yours?
Go on then. I'll kick off. So my dark horse is going to be Everton because, as we all know, because as we know, David Moyes, full fair season. He guided them to stay up last season. And when we go back in like the start of like the FA Premier League, Barclays era, he always produced very well for them. Like, he can get them mid-table or he can push them into Europa League. He's always been consistent, even like apart from the United slump and when he got Sunderland relegated in 2017. He won the Conference League with West Ham. Big achievement. He's a good manager. It's just, can you back him and give him the tools that he needs to like progress? Now, not saying they won't get in Europa League or Conference this season, but I think they'll make the top 10 comfortably.
They'll play Jack in his true position as well.
Yeah, they're getting European football, I think. Yeah.
Jesus, you've got a proper downer at the minute on everything, haven't you?
What?
You said of just saying he'll play Jack. You play Jack in his true position, like another little.
It's true, he will.
He probably will. He'll give him the keys.
He will.
Look how he was at Villa, and he performed at Villa because he was the big fish in the little pond. He'll be like that at Everton. Give him the keys, and we know what he's capable of.
Not being negative, it's true.
And he might stop and grab him. No, I won't say that.
No,
anyway,
if Everton. Sorry, Martin, but if Everton get that striker from Roma, Dovbyk, that was at Girona, they have a really good chance of making a good run.
Can it be shock as a, does the shock you surprised it, or does it have to be good?
No, dark horse is dark horse. I mean, usually it's good, but if you want to
Chelsea getting relegated, Pat's
I
dark
know,
horse
I've got
is
to be
United
careful
going
because
down.
we've got a very good relationship with Three Black and White Eyes, and I'm not doing this for any hot take. I think Newcastle might be closer to the bottom half than they were on the top half this season.
Why don't
you know? But on that point, I was about to say like my dark horse are actually Newcastle because I think a lot of people, like no one in the panel, have them in the top 6. I think they would finish 5th. Like my hot take is everyone is like considering that Newcastle would be nowhere near top 6. I think they would be the 5th finishers this season because I think when it comes to United, okay, they have got some new signings. They are nice. I think that's why they would finish 6th. That's my prediction for United. And for Tottenham, like if we are thinking that Newcastle's team is not great, then Tottenham's team is not great considering they are also in the Champions League. It's not like they don't have other things to manage in the midweek as well. So I think Tottenham would be nowhere near top 6 because they are also in the Champions League. And I think everyone is rooting that Newcastle will be anywhere near. I think they have the experience now. Eddie Howe has been there for a few years now. He has that. He knows the club. I think he will manage it. That they will finish 5th. So my dark horse are Newcastle.
Fair enough, Thomas. Good, interesting one there. I think there's been some interesting dark horses through this panel. So thanks, guys. Pat has just messaged to say he's dark horse. Excuse me.
What?
Is Pat? I'm reading these. He's Pat off his rocker.
I'm going to read them, Martin. It's his predictions. So his dark horse for the league is Chelsea. I mean, okay.
Sorry, I've got a phone call. I need to take the call. My apologies.
All right, mate. And his dark horse for Europe is Fulham. So again, that's quite an interesting one from Pat. Rich has got to go soon, so we're going to quickly just switch to the game at the weekend and get some predictions from Rich. Rich, what are your predictions? And we'll come back to the panel for that later.
I think I think we'll play well, but it's actually going to be close. So I'm just going to go for City to win 2-1. We'll be 2-0 up, although that doesn't really matter. It's just the 2-1. I think we'll win. I think it'll be relatively comfortable, but we're not gonna go and score 5 or 6 yet, because I think the early games are usually a little bit cagey as people find their feet, get used to things, and I really am just fascinated that when I wake up at 2:30 in the morning to watch it, seeing the lineup is just going to be you know, I've just got absolutely no idea who we're going to play. I don't have a clue what centre backs we're going to play. I'm fairly confident on who's going to be left back and who's going to be in goal. No idea right back. Midfield, who knows? Rodri trained fully yesterday.
Rich,
I mean, Pep just said he can't play 90.
Rich, with the 5:30 kickoff, not the early one.
No, but in Australia it's 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So I'm on Australian time. So yeah, I'm just going to be fascinated because, you know, Foden, is he injured or not? Is Cherky going to start? Are we going to go kind of Doku Bob on the wing, or are we going to play midfielders? Or, you know, just apart from Haaland and Nouri, and probably Reinders, I don't have a clue.
Sorry, Rich, sorry. You're 9 hours in front. How is it 2:30 in the morning?
It is.
Because 9 hours after 5:30.
5:30,
Yeah.
9 hours.
2:30.
We're in front. We're in front.
Mate, I thought you were behind.
No,
We're in front.
Yeah.
7 takes you to midnight, and then 2 more hours is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2:30 in the morning we start on Sunday.
So 2-1 City. Ease into the season.
Thank you for your predictions, Rich, and thanks for being on tonight, mate. Much appreciated. And I'm sure we'll see you back on soon.
And you'll make sure everyone puts in the chat. What's your prediction, Alan, for City Wolves?
I think we'll win 1-0.
I want to hear Alan's. I think we'll win
1-0.
Right.
Well, 1-0 we'll win.
Yeah, and everyone else put them in. Yeah. Just send them to me. So we've got predictions from the 6, and I might even keep a spreadsheet with points so we can have a league table. So Martin can get more scared about what we're gonna. We need to start thinking about what we're going to ask him to do live on camera at Costa Coffee.
Can he drive round? Let's drive him round the Etihad just to check he's still there.
Yeah. No, I think maybe we get him to put on a full clown costume and go and buy a Costa Coffee live on camera.
He did that. He did dress as the Joker last Halloween. So I don't think that's anything difficult for Martin to do. He probably did that when he
that's I'm going to dress as Alan this Halloween.
Okay.
Cheerio. Getting to dress up as a big Costa Coffee. Big Costa Coffee.
Come on, City. Football is back, and I'll speak to you all after the game.
Yeah. See you later, Rich.
See ya.
Right, as we're on predictions for the game, we'll stick with them, and then we'll try and get in the predictions if we can. So, Harry, do you want to give us your prediction for the game against Wolves at the weekend?
Yeah, go on. And I'm not expecting much from the game. It's round 1. Players are just need to be up to speed. I mean, we've only had 1 pre-season after that month break. Wolves have been on a pre-season tour, so they're a bit more fit, a bit more fresher. They've had time to get a chemistry together, but we should win comfortably. Let's say I'm going to go 3-0.
Prediction there. Ed, what are you thinking, mate?
Well, I'm going to go 3-1 City. I think I'm not really confident in Wolves that much, their back line. And I remember last season they actually started to play out more, so they're going to be open for us. Yeah, I got it being 3-1, man. We got a lot of new weapons. I think Cherky. We haven't talked about Cherky getting the 10 jersey.
We can try and come to that, mate, if we have time. But yeah.
But yeah, 3-1 for me, man. 3-1.
Who gives a shit?
All right, Alan. Well, just give us your quick prediction, mate. Not your what you're going to do.
1-0 win.
Oh, that was it. You got 1-0. We'll move on. We've already had that. Darmish.
I would say 4-2 City. 4-2 City.
Did you say what, mate? 4-0.
4-0.
4-2. I said 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
Wow. That I was not expecting.
Are you a basketball fan, Dashman?
No, but I think this game would be a basketball game. I think.
I'm not doing a watch along. I'll be there. So thank God.
I think
Martin, what's your prediction?
because of the goalkeeper uncertainty, I think we will concede 1 or 2 goals, but we would win easily. So I would say 4.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I've said
Martin.
3-0. 3-0. I think we'll obliterate them. And then we'll come out of the traps really hungry, up for it. Yeah, I think we'll obliterate them.
Yeah, and then you know what's going to happen, like in 7 days' time.
Yeah, I mean,
Written in the stars.
I did have mine as a win, but now that I found out mine's going, I'm slightly on the fence a little bit. No, but really, actually, I think I'm pretty confident with this because I have heard, I've got some friends who are Wolves fans, and they're really not in the best place. They feel the club is definitely not in the right place. So I think with that negativity, especially in the ground, I'm going to say 4-0.
Do you know what it is to me? So what it is to me, Oz. Look at this. Have you seen those boys? They are. Oh, by the way, look, he was in the winning team today, but apparently he's injured. He's injured. Keep telling everyone difference between injured and getting fit. Never mind. Look at Foden there and Cherky. The boys on Thailand, they look hungry.
Yeah,
those boys look ready.
I agree. You might have that. Our team, I think, so many pundits and opposition fans are completely underestimating City, underestimating Pep, and I think that is just going to be their undoing. In all honesty, I've just had it from Fee and Pat their predictions. So Fee has gone for a 3-0 City win, and Pat has been really negative tonight. He's gone 3-1 to Wolves. No, I'm joking. It's the way around, really. He has gone for a 3-1 City win.
That sounds like me.
I know, Alan. I don't know where he's getting negativity from. Really don't.
Yeah.
I think we've got a little bit of time left, so I think we're going to try and squeeze in just a few more predictions. I think we can talk. We'll go for the Champions League because obviously that's the big one. What are people's feelings on the Champions League this season? I'm not asking really for predictions because I think it's too wide open. But what are your feelings when it comes to City, really? How people feel? Do we think we can compete this season in the Champions League, or where are people at?
I would be a bit more positive here because I like my take would be this season we are winning the Champions League. I think I predicted we are coming second in the Premier League, but I think we will be winning the Champions League. And I guess this would be that kind of a season where we are not that great in the league phase, but not league phase like in the Premier League, but I think we like by the end of the year, our team would be very strong. The players will gel together, and I think when we reach the knockout stages of the Champions League, I think that would be the best phase of this City team, and that's why I think we would go and win the Champions League. Like that's my prediction.
Fair enough, Dharmesh. Anybody else? Any other thoughts on where City? Are we feeling like City are going to compete?
Well, I went to the bookies to put a bet on the Champions League yesterday, and I put Bayern Munich to win it.
I got us going to the semifinals. I mean, that just changed depending on how this window looks towards the end of it. To be honest, if we get Rodrigo, Donnarumma, I got us going to the semifinals. If we can sell Rico and bring in a right back, I might change my mind.
Well, how are we going to bring in a right back? Because we already said they can't identify one.
January transfer.
Do you reckon?
We can. Like we signed 5 players this season, so why can't we sign one right back next season? So
I think we just have to accept that realistically, the rule book has gone out the window really with Viana. now coming in. It just feels that, you know, the old school mentality of, you know, with Cheeky of not re-signing anybody in January. I think if we need somebody and there's a deal on the table, I'm in with Martin. I think anything can happen. I think we could go and spend in January if it's needed, and they feel like actually, you know, a right back is available. I mean, I am still thinking that Livramento is the target. Whether that is January, where I think probably more realistically next summer.
Do you think Newcastle will sell him?
I think if predictions are right, like, you know, if they do find themselves definitely out the Champions League spots come the end of next season, I think there's going to be a number of players questioning really the mentality of the Newcastle owners. I know, Martin, we've got a bit of a, you know, the All Brothers shows and stuff like that, but I think we have to be honest. I don't want to see Newcastle, you know, I want to see them challenging. I want to see them, you know, having some of their dreams, winning more titles and, you know, being up there. But realistically, they're a mess. They haven't got a sporting director. They're rudderless, you know, and I just think with the whole issue with Isaac, I'm not sure he does go, but I just think even that, the way it's played out, you know, if Newcastle were being serious, they would have turned around to him and said, listen, you're not going. Like, Liverpool have not come in with 150 million or close to it. They're giving you, saying, you come into us, we'll you know, we'll mess things around with Newcastle, we'll play games, whatever. You know, with the promises he was made last season, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of talk about gentlemen's agreements and all this rubbish. You've got a contract, you signed it. You know, if you signed it with a release clause, that's one thing, but you didn't. You've still got 3 years of a contract.
I think you've also got to think about the Scousers thinking, what is this lad like, the way he's behaved at Newcastle, what he's done over the recent weeks. Yeah, because allegedly.
The other day, I
think
why do I want trouble? He hasn't come and said this, has he? It's been a lot of media talk.
As he's been confirmed now by everyone up in Newcastle, he's gone on strike now officially.
I won't go anywhere near. And Liverpool
told him he won't even enter the building for this weekend.
I'll tell you something now, Ozzy. I'll tell you something now, Ozzy. Liverpool need to sign a defender. They don't need to sign.
Alan the bought two. They just bought one and they're about to sign Gay.
Hasn't Gay said no? I heard they have.
They might be selling Kanate at the end of this window.
They bought Leona, and they're getting close to buying Gay as well.
Right.
So,
but I think
that's the most.
Yeah, I think that's the sad thing for Newcastle, is that they're just not going to be taken seriously from their own players they've currently got and players that they want to bring in. That's the sad fact for Newcastle right now.
Yeah. We'll get into it on Wednesday. By the way, Oil Brothers is this Wednesday. It will be on Through Black and White Eyes. So I said we're going to alternate it, but I'll send you all the link anyway. Yeah, it's... By the way, Savinio's agents are flying in as we speak to sort out the Tottenham move.
Okay. Good luck to the lad.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think if obviously
good luck to Jack Grealish as well. I hope he does well and gets his England place back. I really, really do.
Well, I think we can slightly touch upon though, because as you said, like, I think there's been a bit of, I've seen it more from the media than I've seen it from fans about the whole, you know, he's taken number 10 shirt. At the end of the day, Jack Grealish has gone on loan. He's more likely going to be going out the club at some stage anyway. So
No, I didn't mean it like in a bad way.
No, I know you didn't, but I'm just coming at this from where the media have kind of jumped on this and made it a big deal. At the end of the day, Jack didn't want to stay. City didn't want to keep him, and you know, for what Jack did during the treble season, I can't thank him enough.
I
think
agreed.
It just sadly he went off a cliff, and for the last 2 seasons, for various reasons, it just hasn't worked. But I do wish him well going forward. I hope he does really well at Everton. But yeah, we have to move on. And Cherky getting number 10, good for him. You know,
Just a number.
yeah, it is.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Anybody else got any different feelings on it?
Good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely good.
He's a good guy. He's a good person as well, which he is.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like any negative way. You know, I thank Jack Grealish for what he's done at the club. Wish him the best of success. Wish my opinion the best of success. Wish all the people, you know, that are trying to do something with their careers the best of success. But I think giving Turkey number 10 does represent the club backing the player. I don't think they give the number 10 out to just anyone. I think it's signs, you know, that they believe in his ability and they want to see him hit the ground running. It comes with a lot of pressure.
Want to know something about that? Right. Do you want to know why he's got a number 10? If you want to like go into the politics of it, it's because if you look at it, ever since like the middle of 2000s, there's been a lot of French flair from France. Now we can talk about Brazil and their like skillful players and their flair, especially if you look at, dare I say it, FIFA 12, when they had a lot of Brazilian players. But you look at Florent Malouda from Lyon to Chelsea, you had Sami Nasri, Marseille to Arsenal, and then to us. Even during a World Cup period where they were struggling, like with the 2010 World Cup, then you've got Hatem Ben Arfa. I've seen that up and close. I've also seen Valbuena as well. And it's also, who was the other one?
Thierry Henry.
No, there was Ben Arfa. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
French players.
They're all skillful players.
Yeah, the French have absolutely got some fantastic players now and in the past.
They're all dynamic.
I think the great thing for Cherky is that he's 2-footed, and we haven't seen that in the Premier League for a long time. That just have that skill to play with both feet. I look forward. I think he's got a brilliant future ahead. I think the question will be, because I just feel like it was like with Haaland when he came in, Nunes came in, a few seasons back, with who would be the better striker. I mean, obviously, we know the answer to that now, and I think most of us thought that at the time. I think the question will be who will be the better number 10. Will it be Wirtz for Liverpool or will it be Cherky for City? And I just think, I'm not saying Wirtz isn't a world-class player, because he is, but I just think that price tag around his neck is going to be big for him, and if he's not really on it, I just think that Liverpool fan base can be quite harsh at times. So if he's not living up to the price tag and everything like that, we'll see. But I just think Cherky, for the price we brought him in and for what we can see of him already, I just think, wow, could be one hell of a player for us.
The only issue I think we'll have is that we have so many players in the midfield and in the right wing position that I think Cherky won't play that much, which many people think he would. I think that's the reason. Like, he will show the potential, he will show creativity, but I think he won't play that much that he would be like one of the player of the seasons. Like, he would be good for us, but I don't think he would play that much this season, especially. Like, going forward in years, he might become one of the main players, but right now I don't think this year he would be one of those.
Yeah, well,
I was expecting anyone to say that, but yeah, go on, Harry, go on.
Yeah, what I was just going to say I meant to say Saint Maximin. Like, all these players I mentioned, including Saint Maximin, they've all got dynamic flair. They all like to cut inside. They all like to finesse shot. Like, they're very versatile as well. So these players, since like Florent Malouda up till Ryan Cherky now, they've all got the same kind of position. They've all got the same kind of technique, execution. So Cherky will do anything. Winger, attacking midfielder. He's in Sami Nasri 2.0, if you remember him.
Yeah. Elliot, mate, it's good to have you on, mate. But the whilst I've spoke to you, and what are your thoughts? Anything you obviously want to say on any of the subjects, your predictions and the top four, or anything you want to say, mate?
The main man.
Elliot, is there, mate?
Yeah, I was just saying. I was just wait. Yeah, can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Oh, good.
Hello.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
No, I was just gonna say. Hello, by the way. Yeah, hello, everyone. By the way, hello, everyone. I was just saying. I've just been to the post, and your Donnarumma shirt's on its way out. So it'll be with you in the next 48 hours.
There's two reasons why I don't like his name.
Alan
James Trafford.
James.
Well, no, first of all, his first part of his name is my ex-girlfriend from back home, which I hate. So anyone with that name can fucking do one. So there you go.
I could just get his first bit of what about if I just got the end bit of his name then, Al? Is that all right if I sorted that out?
Mate, we carry on taking the piss, mate. You know, I'll be sure we get
Martin told me your address and he said he won't mind. Obviously, he said brand new City kit this season.
Martin and Nick on my address. Just make sure you buy Nick a pint when you go to Brighton.
Yeah. Nah.
Don't mention that. No, don't worry. Yeah, no, to be fair, I haven't listened to much. I've only caught the last 15-20 minutes or so I don't know what's been said as such. But no, I think get these two signings in, which has obviously been rumoured, and I think, I don't know, for some reason I feel like it makes a big difference towards the season. I do personally believe that they are both world-class players now. I know some people will disagree with that, and that's fine. That's their opinion. I just feel like for what we need, I sort of look. I think it might have been a podcast I listened to. Someone was saying like from Mahrez, Sterling, and Sané, like who I've really had who's been world class on the wings. And I sort of struggle. I sort of struggle with naming another one, to be fair, lads. And I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I don't know. I feel like we've lost a lot of quality out wide. And listen, that's not Doku or Savinho's fault. Obviously, they've been brought in obviously to prove that they can do it. And well, Savinho's obviously looking like he's going to be going, and Doku's come out and saying this is his season. So all we can do is take his word for that. But I don't know, man. I think Mamouche last season were a breath of fresh air for everyone. I thought he were really, really good, and I think there's a good sign from Mamouche. To be honest, I'm a big fan of him. But yeah, I just think you get Phil Foden back to the best of what he can be. I think we've all been impressed with Cherka. Reinders obviously been great, but I got nothing but good things about the new signings, to be honest. I still have big question marks on a certain Nico Gonzalez. I just don't. If Gundogan and Kovacic were to stay, I think that's more the thing of, I would say Pep doesn't trust Nico G, which I don't know why. Obviously, he's seen more than what we have in training. Obviously, Martin was saying the other day, obviously when he went to watch training, that he's seen obviously what Pep were doing and that, which I'd imagine he's doing that on a day-to-day basis. That's probably nothing new, but so it's just because the fans have seen it. But no, I like Ant-Nouri. Obviously, there's good things coming out about Ant-Nouri at the minute and stuff, and saying he can like even play as a 10, which I don't want to happen. I want him to play as a left back.
It would be Pep, Elliot, wouldn't it? To stick a left back.
Yeah, of course it would. Yeah, of course it would. And I mean, the thing is, who's to say, like, you know what I mean? We could end up with like a 5 in midfield, like in like the middle of the game, and like Ryan Ant-Nouri's like one of your 10s, and I'm just and this is what I mean. You can't put anything past Pep.
This is why I'm not concerned about the right fullback as much, because I think we're going to end up. Remember the Palmeiras game when we went 2 at the back, and when we were moving forward. I think that I do. Sorry about somebody. I think we're just, that exciting end-to-end football we've all been begging for. I think we're going to get it. I think Pep
basketball.
And Ellie, you mentioned this to me weeks ago. Pep Linders, for me, he's going to do what he did with that Liverpool front three. Interchangeable, swapping around, just keeping the opposition on the toes.
With Haaland on the wing?
No, but Haaland will be the least mobile out of the three. I'm not saying Haaland's going to start dancing around on the right-hand side of the wing, you know what I mean? But against Palmeiras, I don't know if anyone noticed, I thought that was the most mobile Haaland had looked in the 3 years he's been here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For me, for me.
I mean, I think...
Yeah, go on, Oz.
I was just going to say, I agree with Martin in the respects that I think the wings will definitely be interchangeable, and I think the midfield with, like, if Turkey's going to play 10, definitely will be interchangeable. Yeah. We saw that in Palmeiras where he, was playing, the way Kevin De Bruyne used to do. You know what I mean? Play it out. And I just think you're right, Martin. That interchangeable will be absolutely fluid. Really will be. So I look forward
just going to say literally the same thing. I was literally going to say the same thing what you just said then. I don't want anyone in set positions for me this season. I think, to be fair, when we've been at its best, I think it's sort of been Stilling coming off the left, Stilling coming off the right, Sané coming off the left, Sané coming off the right, Mahrez coming off the right. Obviously, I know Mahrez never played on the left as such, but like Gundogan back in the day, like arriving in the box late, like he'd be sat next to Fernandinho back in the day, be sat next to Rodri in the past few years, what we've seen. For me, it needs to be a little bit interchangeable this season, and I think as much as I would like a right back, and don't get me wrong, if somebody said to me now, we've agreed to Livramento,
you'd be over the moon.
Yeah. But I just think this season, if he's going to go with what, as you just said, Martin, yourself, what he maybe go with, then yeah, I do hear it, and maybe this is another thing as to why Donnarumma's coming in, lads. To be fair, I had a bit of a thought about this. To be fair, the last day or so. Yeah, I think the thing is, I think if we are going to play this little bit of a rock and roll football, I think it was on. Yeah, it was Sunday when I was watching the Palace versus Liverpool game. I don't know whether any of you watched it, but it was like
gracious King.
No, you've already got in trouble today.
No.
And anyway, so as I was saying, so there was one where I don't know if it was Mateta or somebody went sort of like one-on-one with Alisson, and I don't know if it was Mateta or it might be Eze or it might be, I can't remember off the top of my head, but something like that sort of went one-on-one, and I sort of thought for a moment, would that have like, I don't know, Alisson sort of like stood up and I think ended up like grabbing the ball, to be honest, or ended up knocking it out for a corner or whatever it may be. And I just sort of thought for a moment, would Ederson have maybe either stayed on his line, maybe committed a little bit more, and I suppose in a way, that's what we've always said about Ederson. He's with the ball at his feet, for me, there's nobody better, and I've always said that. I've stuck consistent with that, to be honest.
Can I just give you a little bit? I've been thinking about this like you, because on Friday, start of the week, I was confused as hell. I'm sat there going, what the hell are we doing? And I was talking about statue times and all this, and then I sat back and thought about it yesterday. I went, when we played Chelsea last season and we played Newcastle, and there was another game we played, if you remember, the way he got the best out of Haaland was having Ramus just sat in behind Haaland. Haaland come deep. Ederson went ping, have a 40-yarder over the top, lads. And Haaland's holding the ball up. And it was like chaos for the front three. And I thought then, I remember doing the show because I went and watched it back and I said during the show, are we going to go a bit more direct now? Is this the game plan? And when I think about Donnarumma, I went, it does make sense to me. It does.
Yeah. Like I said, I probably have a little. Sorry, I was going to say I probably have a little bit of a sort of a loving for Donnarumma. I've told Martin this before. Like for me, he is. I'm not saying he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Because obviously, you've got people like
you've got his poster up already.
Yeah, you like shot stoppers, Elliot.
I really like Donnarumma. For me, he's my favorite goalkeeper. I don't know.
He rang me for the first time in months just to tease me about Donnarumma. He fucking did. I know he did.
I am really a fan. I am really a fan of Donnarumma.
You rang me just to fucking tease me. I know you did.
I don't do stuff like that, man. You should know me by now. I don't do stuff like that.
I do know you by now, yeah.
I'm very well behaved, man. I'll have you know. But no, I just think it's. I know, like Trafford, obviously, I suppose that's the biggest issue what we have at the minute. In it, obviously, I think if we brung a keeper in from, let's just say, for argument's sake, a Sunderland or a West Ham or whatever, I don't think we'd have this sort of problem with it as such, I support it because it's James Trafford. Obviously, you've obviously gone and bought his buy that close. So I do get that. I do get that side of it, but I think ultimately, I said this to Martin a few times, and same with Rodrigo thing for me. Also, I don't know what your thoughts are and everybody else's.
Sorry, Elliot.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can miss. I don't think we can miss chances like that.
Just want to say cheers to everyone. I've got a bounce because my phone is actually overheating.
Yeah.
So
Big up, Harry.
All right,
smash
mate.
the like,
Thanks,
lads.
See you
Harry,
later,
mate.
mate.
See you
later,
later,
pal.
see you, pal.
See you later.
Good having you on, mate.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice
yes,
start.
as I was saying, obviously, I just don't think we can afford to obviously miss the chance with these players. So
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I think me, you, and Mike are definitely on the same page. I really do. Could I just say, because there's just been a little bit of media talk about this, and I just thought I'd briefly try and get people's thoughts. Because
Ooh,
this
bit of
whole
ITK.
kind of no, I'm not doing ITK, but it's just something I've been, I've heard and off the media. I just thought I'd get your guys' opinions. There's obviously been talk about with the likes of Donnarumma coming in and a few others, and there's just been a bit of a talk from the media saying, could this be City basically now preparing for Pep's departure? And I'm not talking his departure, his current contract, more that he actually finishes next season. He finishes a year earlier.
No,
what are people
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think the
chance.
opposite. I actually expect him to stay longer.
Same here. I agree with Martin on that. On the basis, I had this argument with Daps last night.
He's getting excited now, he's Alan. Did you see that twinge of light go in his eyes there?
I know.
And
I'm like, I'm just going.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any
relation.
relation for Donnarumma coming in to Pep going out. I think the decision will be made after 2 years when 2 or 3 years whenever his contract expires. I think as always Pep will make his decision at that time if he stays or if he goes. But I think there's no correlation between Donnarumma and Pep contract. I think it's just the change in play style which Pep is going for. I think that's the thought behind it, nothing else.
We'll see on that one. Well, what I will say to you as well, we discussed this last night, is if that does happen, if Vinny wins the Bundesliga and wins the Champions League, Vinny will be coming in.
Is that why you picked him to win UCL?
Yeah,
of course it is. So,
I want Vinny. If we don't win it, I want Vinny to win it.
We know you so well, Alan. It's untrue.
Vinny is City King. Simple as that.
Right. Well, unless there's anything else from anybody else, that we'll look at kind of wrapping it up. Martin, if you got anything you want to say, mate?
By the way, just on that, by the way, Ian Wilkinson sent me a great DM earlier. Just on Alan's point. I think it's a very good point. Now, he does say it might be a 2 + 2 = 5, but he's been doing some research. So big up Ian Wilkinson. Big up, mate. Mine have been linked with Mamouche, who we signed. Been linked with Rodrigo and Donnarumma, both looking like they're going to City. James Trafford also played at Burnley. Are we creating an area where we're getting ready for Vinny company, maybe? Like Alan says?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Got ready for Pep and he was coming in. Maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't also rule out Vinny company coming, and this people are going to think I'm crazy here. Why would he leave Bayern to become a number 2? Maybe he just comes in and be number 2 for a year and then takes over Pep. There could be all sorts of permutations into this. I don't know. I am just, again, 2 and 2, getting 6. I would say this. I think a lot in the fan base would have to calm down to get Vinny company in. Because I don't want to see a Solskjaer and a Lampard. I don't want to see a legend turn into a chump by the end.
We all fear that.
I don't want to see his statue being graffitied and all that because, we've not won things. I get it. But I'm starting to see the Vinny company vision. at some stage, especially with bringing back all the ex-players, making it a bit more, you know the club inside and out. But we'll see. But no, I'm excited. Football is back. There will be a show tomorrow day when Pep does his presser, because that'll be intriguing. I will say, by the way, don't expect Pep Guardiola to answer anything on Donnarumma, or if you are watching the press conference for Rodrigo and Donnarumma news, then you don't know.
Pep, we will not talk about it.
Pep is not going to talk about players who are still contracted at other football clubs. Edison, I think Edison will be make or break tomorrow. I know Tolmy today has put out, thank you for everything you've done, Edison, and he got a little bit of stick for it. And then he also put Donna Summers out, which I thought was quite funny, because it was one of the first music situations I understood from Tolmy's posts. So I was quite pleased with myself. It was probably because we got the player's name before we got the song. So yeah, it's I'm excited for the season. I really am. I'm excited because I've got my away tickets. I'm buzzing. I'm ready. Wolves away, Brighton away. Let's go.
Are you driving to Brighton or getting a train?
I'm driving.
Jesus. Long way that, mate.
Indeed. Every other?
Badge on the front, got the name on the back.
Are you staying over, B&B?
No.
Why not? Might as well.
He wants to do a late night space, Alan.
So I'm looking at his car up the M1.
Yeah. More than likely.
Rather than 25.
Take his own, baby.
Just on that Edison thing, like if he decides to leave, or like I would hope that he is at least on the bench against Wolves, because like Edison being Edison, like how much he has played for us, how much he has contributed for the last 7, 8, 9 years. Like I wouldn't like him to go without actually being on the pitch at least once. So I think if he decides to go, I would hope, or I would like him to be there at least on the bench against Wolves.
Fair enough, mate.
Oh,
well,
Liverpool Bournemouth, by the way. Someone's asking about that. What you expect on that tomorrow?
What's that?
I completely forgot it's tomorrow night.
Oh, Liverpool's going to win that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another one of their minute silences as well.
Alan,
that's your last warning.
You already got red carded off South Stand. Don't have 2 red cards in one day.
Yeah, won't stand for it. Right, so I think I'm just going to end on, it has been a window that has just been madness. I think, as I said before, Viana is stamping his authority, stamping what he wants to do moving forward. And I just think it's great to have football back. Honestly, I think we've all missed it. And I think going forward, it's definitely going to be a great season, one way or another. I look forward to it. I can't wait for it. I'm hoping we can start leaving last season behind now, because we need to. We need to move on from last season. Yes, it was poor. Wasn't up to the standards we'd all like to see from City, but I just feel that, with the signings we've made, with also, we haven't touched on tonight, but some of the coaching staff that have come in as well, it just feels it's a really positive mood that's coming from City right now. I really am looking forward to it. I want a big thank you to everyone who's come on tonight on the panel. You've all been brilliant. Again, thank you, Martin, for letting me do the hosting. I hope I've done a good job. And
you suck.
Thank you for. I think thank everyone for watching and your comments. I'm really sorry that I've not been able to put as much comments on screen as Martin does, but he is the legend. And he does a lot better job than I do with the comments.
By the way, one thing, Ozzy, can we have this? This is just so we know, because we've always said it's your channel. I know we joke about it's mine, it's Ozzy's, it's your channel. Can you tell us if you do like the new layouts, the intros, the outros, etc.? We've even got.
Have you changed the batch? You have, haven't you? For new fonts. Yeah,
you can give us the feedback later, Alan.
Yeah, if you just let us know, because
I like it. It's good.
Yeah,
Thanks, Alan.
This is going to get played at some point. We have got. I'll just show you all this. This is the Rich Rants one we've got.
Love that.
Nice.
Have you got one for me yet?
Oh, we're coming up with them.
We're working. Oh, just yet. And also,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
By the way, big up to everyone on Stateside Blues. This is going to be the backer for that. And we also have a backer for Blues Down Under. Nice. There's our City and Newcastle one. Our History Show and Main Road are those two. And then we've got our away kit and our home kits. There's all sorts for different things.
I must have got the black one. I do like the black one. It's like good kit.
So yeah.
Cheers,
yeah, we got loads. But that's so the massive thing, by the way, the super chats and the memberships in the last 2 days have been outstanding. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you, kind, generous there. And even just liking means a lot to us. For Alan, we're going to get God Save the Queen. It's about the only thing we can have because he won't, you know, unless you're English, you don't want to. Get me some Mancunian way. Oh, yes. Podcast will be back end of August as well. Me and Ozzy and Tone are having a meeting. Tony's not coming back. We just need to have a chat and the people come in last. Lee, you put so much in, thank you, mate. You didn't need to again, but it's so much appreciated. Don't think Pep pushes these players and leaves in 1 or 2 years. Agree with Matt. I think he'd stay longer.
Totally agree with you.
And RS White 12 has gifted 5 channel memberships. Big up yourself, mate. You're only doing this now because you want to.
I'm emotional. I mean, this is a dream come true. All these guys deserve. All these guys around here.
And big up. Alan in a Liverpool kit. That'd be a great, if he finishes bottom of that.
That's what we'll have to think about. That's definitely something we'll think about.
Alan in a Liverpool or United kit.
Have it muted, guys. Have the video muted.
Let me tell you this now.
It definitely will be.
I would burn that Liverpool kit if I had to wear it before I'd wear it. I'll say live on stream.
With you wearing it?
I wouldn't wear it.
we may have to have some disclaimer for that one.
Lighter fluid all over it and burn it.
Fire extinguisher on standby. Burns unit on standby. Wow. I know you said we're back tomorrow morning during the day. I take it we're back as well for post-match Sunday. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. We're back. So that's where you can see us for our analysis game. Yeah. Brilliant. Right. Well, again, thank you to everyone who's come on the panel tonight. Thank you for everybody watching. Really appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Come on. Give us a few likes. And we'll see you on the next one. Good night, everyone.
Up the blues.